From our British Columbia newsroom, this is CTV News at 6.
Good evening. Angry words today at the Peace Arch border crossing. A group of forestry workers held a demonstration demanding the U.S. government eliminate hefty tariffs on Canadian softwood lumber. The campaign included handing out leaflets and speeches denouncing President George Bush and his administration. Mike Chisholm reports. And look who's here. It's our pal Rob Christie, and hopefully with lots of good news about the forecast. It's got to be better than today.
Well, I don't know. You already had some good news.
Which was?
Because of the, quote, bad weather, the Lionsgate closure has been postponed. So there you go.
Just up from his nap and a good snack at the desk.
You've confused me in the last 4 minutes. I taped last night's news. Were you on?
Yes.
And I'll watch that tonight when I get home. And add it to my Sonja Nordahl collection.
Thank you very much, Perry. Well, they are cute, proud, and Scottish. We're not talking about Perry or Rob Christie. Today they got the chance to strut their stuff. What do you think the chances are people went home with the wrong dog?
Yeah, it should be off leash.
The doctors' dispute is heating up, and the southern interior is the flashpoint. Doctors at 3 interior hospitals have refused to perform urgent surgeries and are referring all non-emergency cases to Kelowna.
Your Leafs live for another day. They win 1-0. You can breathe a sigh of relief.
That keeps some people happy. Thanks very much.
Yes.
And I'm Sonja Nordahl. Curry, there are just a few more minutes before the polls close here in British Columbia. And just a reminder that you can still get results online at globeandmail.com, and you can turn to the Globe and Mail newspaper tomorrow morning for all kinds of coverage of this election.
We have extensive coverage tonight, beginning in Vancouver with Sonja Nordahl.
It was a rally that attracted 10,000 angry teachers from across the Lower Mainland. They gathered at the Pacific Coliseum in a show of solidarity against the government's legislated end to their 10-month-long contract dispute.
Mr. Campbell, you lied to us, you lied to the people of British Columbia.
The deal gives teachers a 7.5% raise over 3 years. They were demanding 18. But one of the hardest pills for the union to swallow is the change in classroom size, from a maximum of 24 students to an unlimited number for some classes.
They say that they're putting kids first, but they're not. I mean, clearly when you reduce or you enlarge class sizes, you got less teachers, so it's pretty straightforward math.
Well, I guess my biggest concern is class size.
At noon, the rally spilled outside as the teachers took over streets of East Vancouver. In Cloverdale, it was a similar scene. Hundreds of teachers also took part in the illegal strike. And while teachers protested, for many students, it was a chance to enjoy a rare winter day in Vancouver.
I think it's actually pretty good because I'm somewhere now, and there's no school. I don't have to go to school. I can stay here late as I want.
For some students, however, it was business as usual. Provincial exams went ahead as scheduled today under the supervision of non-union staff. The Liberals say they won't take any action against the teachers, although this one-day walkout was considered illegal under new essential service legislation. That, too, is contested by the BCTF.
As far as I know, the government has not yet taken away citizens' right to political protest.
Now, Pamela, as the rallies wrapped up today, the union had a stark warning. They said this wasn't a one-day protest, but rather day one of a series of protests, and no one should expect it to be business as usual at our schools anytime soon. 20-year-old Angela Joesbury disappeared 8 months ago. Her husband last saw her on a warm summer night in June with a woman named Deanna Taylor.
I went somewhere for three days. I was in custody, and I come outside, and the manager told me she went with Diana. Coquitlam never come back, the manager told me. And I looked for her too much, I couldn't find anything. I'm still hoping she's alive.
Mohammed Kagani says Taylor took his wife to the Picton's Port Coquitlam pig farm almost every day. Taylor lived next door to Mohammed and Angela at the Roosevelt Hotel for more than 2 years.
They was going out to Coquitlam all the time. And she was taking my girlfriend up there. And I think that guy's gave her money or something, I'm not sure. So they was going like every single day or something like that.
Kogani says his wife, like a lot of women in this area, was scared of Taylor.
Who took her there, though? Ask the police.
Fellow downtown Eastside resident Susan PANICH says she warned police months ago about Taylor.
There's a person out there right now, and I have strong beliefs. And if they don't catch that bitch, that's all I'm gonna say, then justice. Ask the officers who leads.
That was the Diana Taylor or something? Yeah, that was her. She was taking out the girl for that guy, and that guy's paying her Diana pay to the girls. And she was a tough girl, Diana, because all this little girl was scared of her. And she was threatening the girls that not to say anything.
Kogani believes Diana Taylor was Willie Picton's girlfriend.
My girlfriend told me, oh, Diana moved out from next door because she living with a guy that rent the place for her, and he's got big farms, and he's a rich guy.
Good evening. We begin with the province in the grip of Canuck fever and the team the talk of the town.
The Vancouver Canucks are on a roll, and it's not just hockey fans who are jumping on this bandwagon. Sonja Nordahl is at GM Place now, the site of tonight's key contest against an old rival. Sonja.
Thanks, Pamela. Yes, you are right. This is a big game against the Oilers. As you mentioned, the Canucks are hoping to extend their winning streak to 7, a feat they have not accomplished since February of 1989. As you know, this isn't just great news for fans and the team, it is also great news for business. Game day at GM Place, and while the players get one last skate in before the showdown against the Oilers, diehard fans are gearing up to show their loyalty to a team that's on fire. How are you going to express your devotion?
I'll just wave my hat, that's all. You know, get ready for another NASLUND hat trick. Have to throw it on the ice again.
These days, Canuck merchandise of all kinds is flying off the shelves.
Our foam finger, which says #1 fan, is all sold out right now.
When did that sell out?
Actually sold out 2 games ago against Toronto.
Cutting in on goal, Latowski scores!
Moving merchandise is one thing, but a series of sellouts is great news for a team that just last year was struggling to stay afloat financially.
Definitely a 7-game sellout streak and an average of 900 more people in our building.
At practice this morning, the players have their game face on. No one is underestimating the importance of this contest against the struggling Oilers, who are just 3 points ahead of them in the conference.
Tonight is going to be a huge game, especially for us to try to catch up.
The Canucks are getting a lot of attention as fair-weather fans jump back on the bandwagon. But Captain Marcus NASLUND says his teammates can handle the pressure.
I think we're more relaxed now than we have been, and we know that we still have to work hard, but we're a pretty confident bunch right now, and I think that helps.
That confidence has spilled out even into the announcing booth.
Pointed in the right direction right now. They know what it takes to win hockey games, tough hockey games, and they'll be there at the end. They'll be in the playoffs. You can take it to the bank.
I have to admit, I'm one of those finicky fans. I have my film finger on saying I'm a #1 fan, a sellout product I might add right now. But you know what, this is probably as close as I'm going to get to the game tonight outside GM Place, because we're looking at, yes, another sellout. That brings the total this year already to 14. Last year at this time, there were only 7 sellouts, so you can see what a winning streak is doing for Canuck business.
Sonja Nordahl reports.
The Canucks practiced in front of a tiny crowd in Burnaby today, most assuming Coach Crawford would give the team some time off to cheer on their teammate Ed Jovanovski and the rest of the Olympic hockey squad. But not so. Oh, I thought it was kind of mean of you to hold the practice during the Yeah. What were you thinking?
That's the only ice time we could get, and now we have
Canucks coach Mark Crawford put the team through its paces as if it were any other day, but it had more to do with who the Canadians were playing than a lack of Olympic spirit.
I wasn't worried at all. I thought Canada would win handily, and they did.
For the most part, the players didn't seem too disappointed to be on the ice.
Had they been playing Sweden, that might have been a different story.
It was tough, but guys kept us informed of what the score was and stuff.
I think we get paid enough by this company that we got to make sure that we show up for this job instead.
Still, the Olympic spirit wasn't lost on the coach entirely. An Olympic-themed round robin is being played out during practice, with 3-man teams representing Russia, the U.S., the Czech Republic, Sweden, and Canada.
And there's a few guys have I guess, questionable descent that are playing for different countries, and we're making a 5-team tournament out of it. It allows us to work on our 3-on-3 coverage.
Some questions, though, at the end of practice about who's in the lead. More importantly, though, the Canucks have their own Olympic tournament. Now, that's got to be important to you.
Oh, sure. That's the most important right now. We're in the lead right now, so it feels pretty good.
Swedes say they're well ahead.
No, they're not. They lost to us. They're 2-1 too, so I think it's a close battle.
The gold medal round for this tournament plays Sunday, but this time they'll be off the ice before the Canadian Olympic team goes for gold.
We're not going to practice during the game on Sunday, I can guarantee you that, though.
Sunday's practice at GM Place is open to the public for $5. You can watch the Canucks skate at 10:30 and then stick around and watch the Canadians win gold. Sonja Nordahl, CTV News, Burnaby.